Yeah, so hello everybody. I'm so glad you've come. On behalf of the TRIA Germany user group, welcome to today's Salesforce ISV Landscape session, in which we explore solutions from third parties in the Salesforce ecosystem. That is actually our first session on this. My name, as you can see, is René. I'm the group leader of the admin group, and I'll be your host for today. Our esteemed guest and speaker is Liad Iluz from Titan, a notable Salesforce ISV. The session will, as a format, will have three parts: an intro today, a demo part, and a Q&A at the end. As such, you can ask key questions at any time, but maybe save them also for the Q&A if it can wait. If you want to ask a question, maybe raise your hand, and then Jonas will let you speak. Yeah, let's get started. Liad, the stage is yours.
Perfect. Thank you, René. Thank you for hosting me. And yeah, nice to meet you all. I'm Liad from Titan and ISV, as René mentioned. And I will jump in and share my screen. Basically, what I'm going to show you is a few slides about Titan, not too much, and then go and show a live demo of our solution. So I believe you see my slides. Yes, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, so Titan is a no-code solution for Salesforce. Basically, what it means is that all the data in Salesforce, we are able to interact with it. You're able to push and pull data in real time, create a document, generate document, send forms, dynamic forms, etc. And when we look at the Salesforce ecosystem, we kind of build our own, 360 ecosystem of Titan, supporting the Salesforce ecosystem as mentioned. And you basically, similar to Salesforce, when you get Titan, it's not means that you need to buy the full solution. You can always get only document generation and only e-signature. And what I want to show you is basically what you see here is the Titan suite. So the suite of products that Titan has, and I will cover them one by one with a few words. So with Titan, you're able to generate documents in real time from Salesforce, from a form, from a web project, basically bring information from your record, display them in a document, and generate it, including merging documents. Then you are able to send them for a signer, one signer, multiple signers. We're also supporting legal binding signatures. In addition, we also have a full CLM solution. So imagine you have departments that working on the same contract, including redlining, Titan support it. Dynamic forms, also supported by Titan. So basically, it can be a super simple form, but very complex forms with conditional logic. Again, pushing and pulling data for Salesforce. So this is, by the way, how Titan start as a form company. On portals, we have two main use cases. One is that you use Experience Cloud and you want to build a portal, but you don't want to the hassling of a lot of developers building it. You're able to do it with Titan Builder in a super simple and easy way. The other use case is that you don't have Experience Cloud, but you still want to enjoy a portal from Experience Cloud, so you are able to use the Titan Builder to create it and bring the information from Salesforce. In addition to that, we also have surveys capabilities and payment integration supported, e-commerce, and a deal room, which is mainly for B2B salespeople to to have a single place where they're able to manage their deals, make changes, send the quotes, receive the quotes, renewals, and other touch point in the sales process. Now, in addition to that, you see here different vendors basically offering solutions in a similar space. And two things that differentiating Titan from them is, the first one is the Titan built exclusively for Salesforce. We're not agnostic to other CRM, and it has a few basically benefits. One is that it's much easier to implement, so faster go to market. It's much simpler to maintain. So in terms of maintaining, software over Salesforce, so Titan is easier. And the second thing is basically that, and I hear it from a lot of customers, that instead of working with multiple vendors, Titan kind of combine all the solution and able to integrate between them, which I will show you in the demo, in a simple way. So it's easier for companies, financially wise also, to work with one vendor that combine multiple solution, other than working with multiple vendors. And the last slide, of course, trust is important. So happy to share the Titan works and supported over 2,000 customers, with different industries, different sectors, from Fortune 500 companies to large enterprises to SMBs and to really small businesses. And yeah, let's jump into the demo. Basically, what I'm going to show you today, I will start with building a form in the Titan Builder, and then connect a document to this form and generate it from the form directly. So you are able to generate it from Salesforce directly, send it for a signature, and eventually a few words about our web portals. All right. So basically, this is the Titan Builder. All right. When you start, you get a blank page that you're able to customize to desktop, to laptop, tablet, mobile, etc. I put this strip here just to have, a real feeling of a website. And the first thing I'm going to show you is basically how to add the form into here. Sorry.
I think your screen is huge. Maybe try making it a bit smaller.
Give me a second. It's still big, or it's fine?
It's very big.
Oh, strange.
Can you go into the three dots on the top right corner and try reducing the size of the, a bit. Yeah, that would be a bit easier.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Mark. Right, so the first thing I want to show you is basically add a form to my web page. And I'm going to create a form. I will choose one column. I can choose multiple, of course. The first thing I want to do is to create an object. The object will be a case in Salesforce. And in this case, I want to bring a few fields, or to push few fields: a subject, status, and the contact ID related to the case. As you can see, I can add also file upload and signature and a button, which what I'm going to add. Another thing I want to do is to bring a table, a power table, which will basically bring, pull cases from Salesforce. Which is case, condition, we're able to put here, and we'll get to it later. And mapping, that's the column, same column, so subject, status, and the contact ID and apply, give it some design. Of course, it's all custom. You're able to use a custom CSS or, play with the Titan design. Let's save it. Let's give it a preview. And you see that we already have a form that create, I will show you, an object in Salesforce and a table that bring all the cases right now in the Salesforce. But what I want to do is I want to show you basically, I want to bring only my cases or only specific user cases. And for that matter, I'm going to add a login access, what we call the element in Titan Smart V. So the login will bring, basically, I have a contact as an object, the contact ID, and the email. It can be any other field. On top of it, you can add a condition, a authentication, like two-factor authentication or SSO. We will keep it simple for now and use only the email. Profile, registration, so if a user is not registered, so basically a profile page to sign up, and an access control if you want to control the access, basically. And now let's go back to the power table and add the condition. And what I want to do here is basically say that only the contact ID that is equal to the ID of the user who logged in, it will show only the relevant cases for this person. So let's save it. And now I have the login process, and I will continue. And now we bring only the cases related to me. Now let's create a case. Call it demo on here. It's a new case. And the contact is Liad or Anna, lookup. Let's create it. Now refresh it, and I see that the case created in Salesforce. And once I refresh it, and basically I pull the new cases, which include the case I just created. What I want to do next is basically to generate a document. Once I click create, so it will generate a document with the case that I'm creating. In order to do this, the first thing we need to do is to create a template for the document. So I prepared here some design. Just to give you some context, so Titan has a Word, an add-on for Microsoft Word, so you are able to create templates and basically connect the objects or the fields that you want to insert with the plugin. So no need to have something in the middle after you create a template. So this is how it looks like after I logged in to my Titan account and have the Word add-on, sorry. And the first thing I want to do is to bring the contact name. I'm going here and insert a field. Bring the contact, get contact, and I want to bring the full name. You can see super simple, super friendly to use. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to use the same get API. This is also why I gave it a name. If I want to use it multiple times, I want to bring the account that's related to this contact. So insert the field. And the next thing I want to do is I want to bring cases. To do this, I'm going to insert a section from object in Salesforce. So the case, get case, that's a comment. And now I want to bring in a few fields related to the case. And let's use multiple fields and bring the same field that I'm going to create in the form. So I bring the status, the subject, the status, and the contact ID we had, and insert it. In addition to that, as you can see, we can add a signature, image, pull an image from Salesforce or create an image, and other elements. Now, before I publish it, I want to make sure that I have the right fields, and if I publish it, it will look good. So in order to do this, I'm going to use a preview, and I'm going to use an existing contact. So let's go, to my Salesforce, copy my contact ID. Let's switch between them as my primary object is contact, and configure a condition. What I want to do is that the contact ID equals to my contact, and to bring the cases only when the contact ID match to this contact ID. Save the condition. Let's do preview. And it should render the document and generate a document based on the information related to this contact. So I have the contact name, which is that, and the account name, and my cases that I just created. So we had demo on a trier. It's a new case with the contact ID. Sorry for the spaces. So now that we checked it and it looks good, we want to publish it. Let's copy to publish. Make sure now that we change the condition to be that the contact ID is equal to the record ID. And on the case, it remained the same. So the contact ID is equal to the contact ID. Another thing I wanted to show you is that basically we are able to insert condition on some element. So imagine that you have a template and you don't want to show in the template this section to all of the users because of several, for example, in some countries, you don't need to show some terms and conditions. So what we are able to do is we are able to put a condition on parts in the template. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this about item section and insert a condition. And say that only when the business facts equal to 1 through 3, show it. Doesn't make much sense, but basically what we expected to see is that once we generate the document, it won't show the about item. Okay, so let's go and push it to the web, to a web project that we just created. I called it demo on a trier. And let's call it my template live demo. And publish the template. Now, let's go back here, refresh. Now, if you remember, what we want to do is we want to create that once a user click on the create, it will generate a doc. So we'll go to the create and we'll go to the Titan flows, which looks like that. And I want to start over. I have different elements I'm able to user. I'm going to do condition. I'm going to make sure that subject is not empty. And only if subject is not empty, go and create the case in Salesforce. And after you create the case in Salesforce, generate a document with this live demo. Now, before we're going forward, we need to configure this document. Sorry. And you want to make sure that the record ID is the smart VID. I want to see it in a PDF using Titan. I want to be able to preview it. So again, a PDF, Titan, apply. And now I have the option. The action will be to preview, insert, and this is our workflow. Of course, it can be customized and you can put multiple workflows and multiple journeys. Now, let's save it. Let's go and preview. I'm already logged in. So let's do my DocGen demo. It's working. And again, let's look for my contact ID and click on create. Let's give it a second, and generated me basically the document. And now I should have 3 cases. And as you can see, I don't have the about item because we put a condition that this account fax doesn't have 1, 2, 3, or doesn't equal 1, 2, 3. So this was basically to show you how we're able very quick to create a form dynamically and bring information from Salesforce, push information to Salesforce, and at the end also generate a document. And when we look at our customer base, we have many use cases similar to that. The next thing I want to show you is how to generate the document directly from Salesforce. In order to show you that, I enter an opportunity. And so basically, you download the title package, and you're adding this FT generate document. Of course, you can change the name. And if I click the FT generate document, it's basically open all the templates that I push to this account. So similar to what we did when we created a template and we push it to a web project, we have done the same, but here, push it to a Salesforce account. And I can edit the document, I can email it, can generate it, can view the document, can download it, do many things. Let's see just how it looks like. So again, I can play with the different fields and play with the design, etc. Another thing we can do, which is super exciting, is that basically if I change a data, in this case, I will change the stage and mark it as the current stage, it will give me more documents, or will show me more documents, so I can manipulate it basically on the amount. So if we had 4 documents at the previous stage, now we have 5 documents which are different. The last thing I want to do is to basically send this final quote into a signature. So I will click here, basically processing my request, and will send to my account, basically to the email connected to this account, which is mine, the email for a signature. Let's refresh my Gmail. Yeah, and I received an email which asking me to sign a document. And I can review it, make sure this is my correct information, sign now. I can upload, I can select a signature, I can just sign it, apply, finish sign. And now 2 things should happen on my Salesforce opportunity. 1, the opportunity should move to be at the close stage, as you can see. And the other thing is that the file I just signed will be saved as an attachment in here. All right, so the last thing I want to show you, and this is the last part of the demo, is our web portal looks like. So basically what we have seen so far is a document, how to generate a document, or let's start from how to create a form in the Titan Builder, connect a document after we create a template, generate the documents, and send it for a signature for a signer from the Salesforce. And the last part is basically how an end-to-end portal can look like with Titan. Of course, it's customized. So basically, it's just as an example. You can build it as you like. You can use, as mentioned, custom CSS. All this information, in this case, coming dynamically from Salesforce, but it can be, of course, static. So really different elements you're able to use. And what I want to show you is basically how a loan process can look like. This is an example of a bank. The first thing that I'm clicking on a basically loan request is that if I'm a user or not, which basically means if this record exists in Salesforce or not. If not, it will give me the option to go to continue and create a new profile, which will be sent to Salesforce. And if yes, it will take me into a login process, which we already saw. We're able to support two-factor authentication and other methods. After I logged in, it's bringing me to a form, contains multiple steps. Because I'm already a user, it's bringing and pulling the information from my Salesforce. I said I can change, for example, my country to the US, and it will update the record in Salesforce. You can see different type of fields that I'm able to have here, like a drop-down. Again, all the information, what's important is all the information coming dynamically from Salesforce. Conditional logic, like we mentioned at the beginning. So basically, if I click no, nothing happened. But if I click yes, it will open a whole new type of fields that I need to show. Another nice thing about Titan is that you're able to create additional records, additional object related or not related to this object. So I click next. It will give me just to another step, which is kind of a terms and condition, which I can authorize, get a confirmation, able to upload files and documents and images, etc. If I click submit requests, it can be saved in Salesforce as attachment. It can be also saved in external storages like OneDrive, like S3. And the last part of this application process is that basically I'm able to see the different option of my loan option. Let's say I'm choosing this one and click apply now. Basically, Titan generate document from Salesforce with the information similar to what we did that we just change. So let's give it a second. Like we changed the citizenship at the beginning to US, so we changed already here. And with the option to sign. And after I sign it at some bit, it can be sent to an email or wherever I want. So this is, just to summarize how a full project is look like. And yeah, I will pause here with the demo. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, thank you so much, Liad, for the interesting presentation and demo. I think that was great to see how all of that works. So we have one question from Anshul. Maybe Anshul or Mark, could you recap that for everybody?
I also I wanted to ask this that if everything is built in an external app and we are doing something on external app, so is it a bi-directional API call?
Yeah, so essentially the way that it's working is through the server. We're calling an API for Salesforce to bring data, metadata that is resting there. And whether we decide to just push it in or basically understand if there is. So for the login, for example, if I want to log in, I need to match the data. If I match the data, it's bidirectional. But if I'm just pushing, the only bidirectional process that goes there is matching that the metadata of the object exists. other than that, nothing else is being bidirectional essentially.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
So next question, please. Otherwise, we have before reflected a bit on what typical questions might be for an ISV solution of this type. So my first question is basically why is Titan operated not on the Salesforce platform, but on a separate platform? So technologically, we see Salesforce, we see Titan, and why do we have this? I'm sure there are very good reasons, but maybe let's have them.
Yeah, so I'll say this. You can have Titan inside of Salesforce. You can build and interact with the builder and the app itself in Salesforce. It's just that a lot of our clients are more inclined into utilizing the web app entirely as is, just for, I'd say it's more convenient for them rather than looking at a screen, a smaller screen on Salesforce. But essentially, if you want, you can work on the builder inside of Salesforce. There is no like obstacles or challenges with that as well.
Mhm.
It's up to you, basically. It's up to the user to decide how they want to operate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. So you highlighted the possibility that I can go to the Titan app in Salesforce and then access the Titan site and all of its functionalities, right, in a smaller window.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. My question was actually more about, and maybe you didn't phrase it correctly, why is that powerful functionality, this range of functionalities that we have seen, run essentially on an external platform? I suppose that is for performance reasons and a variety of other reasons, right?
Yeah. I'd say, well, the first one is essentially at the beginning of Titan from the first days. Titan was a form tool, and essentially the data was saved on our servers at the beginning. Once Titan was scaling and the features were built, we eventually pushed over all the data to be in Salesforce, and stopped saving any data on our servers, becoming more compliant. But it's just that the roadmap of the build was all done externally, and so these kinds of decisions, whether to incorporate Titan entirely into Salesforce or have an external app, were made along the way. And I just think that because of the big customer base that we have, doing a big transition and rewriting a lot of stuff would have proved to be a lot of work, which at the time wasn't the best decision for Titan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. I believe that maybe on top of that, it would not be easy, even if you could replicate all of this as Lightning Web Components, would not be easy to get the same performance and other features out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, you agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how many of you had the chance to build with like actually build apps on Salesforce, but it's sometimes can prove to be a very big headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about the trialogue that I was asking, will you will you be giving me what kind of org will be there? Basically, it will be an enterprise org or something bigger than that.
Can you rephrase that or
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that again?
So I asked you, na, that is it a free org, the trial version? Will you be giving us an org as well, or will it be
Oh,
just?
no, you'll need to just sign up for a developer org or use one of your sandboxes if you will. If you need, I can send you the link for the dev org.
I wanted to know this as well, that because we are making so many API calls, so it will be better for a bigger org, like an hybrid edition or something.
Well, yeah, you will need to have the API calls of enterprise or plus editions. I do know some core clients that are doing like the lowest tier, but you can still purchase API calls. We have a few nonprofits that use it that way. But again, depending on the amount of API calls that are being acted, the consideration would be to what core platform do you have?
Okay, understood.
Yeah. We already heard about data storage. So maybe we ought to emphasize that once again, that you said, Mark, by default, there is no data stored in Titan.
Yes. The only thing that would be stored in Titan is whenever you build a project and you want to build components that will be then reused with other projects. So for example, how Liad showed the form or the strip with the image, if you want to save that as a component, that will take about, I don't know, 22 kilobytes on our storage. But nothing is basically from your org in Salesforce or any data that is being parsed back and forth is being stored on Titan.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's in a filter condition or something like that.
Not even then. Not even then. The filter condition, we would statically put in a value that will then be matched with the value in Salesforce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there an MVP on this, like on Salesforce, like AppExchange?
There is an app on the AppExchange, of course.
Okay.
So you can go and find it. I'd say the best way to do this is if you send Liad a message, an email afterwards, asking for a trial to try it out, test it, and build with it.
Yeah.
And then Liad would be able to give you a quick onboarding, set you up with the whole org, and it's imagine giving someone keys to a car when they know nothing about the car, right?
Okay.
We just want to do it in a professional way where we give you the keys, we explain how the car works, and then you can take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
do have. I'm sorry, René. I do have a question, and right now we are in the case where we create documents in a bulkified way. Would your platform offer the possibility to select a couple dozens to a couple hundred opportunities and then in an automated or half-automated way create PDF files and then send them to an email address, for example?
Yeah, I have it actually open, so if you give me the privileges to share my screen, just because I was speaking to a customer previously and he was asking the same question.
I think we lost Mark. Now he's back. Mark, you here?
For some reason, it muted me, but yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. This is not an easy one, so bear with me for a moment. I can share my entire screen. This one. All right, perfect. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. It'll ask me to find the opportunity product. Okay. Opportunities. All right. So I have only 18 here, but I can select all of them and click on the FT generate document. And this can be a pop-up. It doesn't have to like go to a new page. It's just my setup. Let's give it a second to upload. Could take a moment for the bulk amount. But essentially you choose the FT generate document and then you'll be able to choose which documents you want to generate. So if I choose one of them, it'll ask me generate, send via email, merge, or download. Up to you. You can also do it on a bulk number amount of templates, right? So you can generate all these at once. This is a signature process, sorry. So you can generate them all at once. You can preview them first. You can merge all of them and send all together. It's up to you, basically. Here I'm, for example, choosing to send it via email. And then basically I'm saying what is going to be my email for the opportunity. I have a field that is called primary email. And I can put in the subject and insert some information, also insert information from the opportunity itself related to it into the template, and then just send it as a test email. Yeah, that's should answer your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you. One follow-up question. If I generate like 100 documents for 100 different opportunities, would there be a way to mass merge all of these different PDFs into one?
Like these templates?
Yeah, not those. I mean, if I understand correctly, all of these would be like for one opportunity record. But let's say I have one invoice.pdf file that I generate for 100 different opportunities. Would it be possible to have 100 pages merged to print them like in one go?
Yeah, I believe so. That if I'm not going to click this now because this is going to take a while, so it doesn't really matter. But I believe that if I click on merge, even if I choose just one of those, if I click on merge, this is what it's going to do. It's going to merge all of them into one PDF.
Okay, thank you.
Let me try to do it with a little less, because 18 is going to take a while. So let me do these two. I have to generate document. And then let's do attempt. Yep. And then we don't have to wait. Basically, it's going to send us an email with the merged document. We can leave this page. Everything is going in the back end, but you can also download the document itself. And let's see here. Yeah. Basically, two different documents, two different opportunities. This is one. This is the second one. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's fairly impressive.
Yeah, I'm going back to the conversation. Stop sharing. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a follow-up question. So, do we have something like a limit for generating document for this many number of opportunities? Like at a time, we can only create at max of 50,000 opportunities or 30,000 opportunities. Is there any limitation?
For creating the opportunities,
No,
like the records or the documents?
generating the documents from
So
selected.
each iteration max somewhere at 200. But you can have a flow that will just, do multiple iterations on different opportunities.
Oh, like a batch of opportunities.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
And also
Um,
another question, is there any
yeah.
limit for the API calls for the free trial which we have in the developer sandbox?
Yeah, I think it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 5,000 API calls. But essentially, when you're building and working with us for trial purposes,
Mhm.
hold on, my computer is about to die. I literally have 1%.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
But also, I'll mention something about the document generation. Each iteration is up to 200 document generations, not up to the amount of documents in the generation. So basically, if your template has 50 documents, you can generate 200 times 50 documents, right? Just to clarify
Mhm.
that. And for the opportunities, wait, my train of thought, I just lost it. What was the other question?
About the first question.
The second one.
The second one is related to the API calls. What is
Yeah,
the
5,000.
yeah,
5,000, but usually what we see with people that are trialing this is, it's they don't even get to that amount. But if you need more in the trial session, we'll give you more.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I would have a question about the portal. Namely, if you run a Salesforce community, there are specific licenses that you can have, like a high volume customer portal or a more personal type of license. How does that look when you have a Titan portal?
API calls. We batch our API calls in tens of thousands usually. Most of our clients use 10,000 plus API calls. The price is fairly low, and if to give you the contrast, for each API call, Titan prices it at around 0.01 cents per API call. So you can imagine that even if you need to do multiple things inside of the portal, they need to log in, update 5 different records, and then maybe I don't know, fetch some data into a table, that will max out at 0.20 cents per person working on this. Whereas I'm fairly sure that the pricing for Salesforce Experience Cloud, whether it's the logins, high volume, or the users, is a lot higher than that. So I'm pretty sure that the users is about $18 per user, and the high volume logins is about $2 per login, I think, somewhere there.
Yeah, I think that sounds quite realistic.
Yeah. So yeah, we undercut those prices fairly well with the API.
I see. But it goes via API then. It's not logged in
Yes.
users in the
No,
direct
not at
UI.
all. Usage based. You can have 100 million users. We don't care. It's up to the things that they're actually doing. So updating the records, or creating records, or fetching data from Salesforce.
For me, this is a bit of an eye-opener that you can do this that you can do a community without community cloud licenses. I mean, Experience Cloud licenses.
Can do community without community.
Yeah, but this is, I'm not saying it's unheard of, but for me, this is really interesting.
Yeah, I think that Titan has a lot to offer in that sense. And we see it from our clients today. They're very happy with the contrast, right? Again, we have big clients that are using Experience Cloud and Titan at the same time, and it still minimizes the amount, right? Because there are certain things, for example, if you needed user-based and you only have, I don't know, 20 users that are actually going into the portal, then Titan might not be the best solution for this. But if you have a high volume, or you have the mixture of both, then Titan definitely is a good contender at that stage.
So yeah, the details remain to be seen, but you can basically interact with any object, right, without restrictions?
Yes. Even on Salesforce Industries.
Wow. So, Mark, would you maybe highlight, or Liad, stuff that typically gets asked and that we haven't covered yet, like statements of that sort, what the portal can do, and so to round it off a bit?
Yeah. I have one remark that I don't know how many developers are there here, or anything like that, but we call it no code and we boast about this. But I do want to say that it's a very low code solution, but there's still an option to add your own CSS, add your own JavaScript, and makes your own conditions. Yes, having no code is great, but up to a certain point, right? You want to be able to do certain things that not necessarily fall within the I need a no code platform. And for that, we do have the JavaScript option. You can incorporate your own JS and create the logic as you wish. And yeah, should be a good point of view as well.
I think so. Thank you so much. If I saw correctly, the Titan platform also exposes an API, doesn't it?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so you could do stuff against that API programmatically.
Yes, we expose it to the Salesforce side. We do FT API keys and hashes. So, well, because we integrate only to Salesforce, you're probably going to be doing it in Salesforce only. But we can also we have the flow feature, something that Liad didn't share today, but it's there. It's just used for other more robust things, I'd say. For example, if I want to take an Excel file and push that Excel file into Salesforce, basically creating all the records from the Excel file, we have that capability. If I want to invoke an Apex class from Salesforce, we have that capability. If I want to do an OCR or maybe push files into a different place of storage, that's all happening in Titan Flow. And we are also able to integrate. Titanflow has an external API builder. So depending on the level of authentication, we're able to build, I'd say, a low level integration to other tools. We see it with our financial customers. They use it to fetch, for example, if they're using a conversion tool, so they use it to fetch the conversion tool information, basically retrieving a JSON with the data through that API controller. So yeah, there's many things that you can do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really worthwhile noting that you can go further if you need to at one point. Maybe also to highlight the range of your customers. So we have seen on that customer slide a lot of big names. So would you say that typically you have these large enterprise customers as your predominant customer base, or do you also have the whole range of enterprise tiers, including SMB and even small customers working with your platform?
We have everything. The biggest share of our customers is actually NGOs and nonprofits. It's about 40% of our customer base. That's where Titan started. Essentially, we were just a simpler, more financially acceptable tool back in the day, and that's where we scaled from. But as long as you have the need and the use case, it doesn't matter. We were very much size agnostic, right? You can be a one-person show, an SMB, mid-market, enterprise. Will be able to support your use case. But in general, our larger it splits into three dominant areas where NGOs take 40%. Then we have SMBs mid-market that are taking about 30 to 35%, and then the rest is enterprise.
Yeah, I see. In terms of learning journey with Titan, could you maybe briefly elaborate on Titan Academy and on the quality of your documentation?
Yeah, of course. It's we're working on it literally daily, 24 hours, making it better. But we have an abundant academy that has most of the information that you need to get started, and to go a little bit deeper as well. Then we have the support channels where you basically, at least the way I do it, if I need to find anything into documentation, I just go to Google, type Titan DXP and then the query that I'm looking for. So Titan DXP out of fit container, for example, and then it will take me to the support section where we have a documentation about this specific element or this specific use case or the way that you should use it. And it's pretty abundant. We are in the space from 2014. We are on the AppExchange from 2017. So we had a lot of time to build this knowledge base.
Yeah, I see. So one is not left without help if one wants to learn about your solutions.
I would even do this. I will go now to the AppExchange. Let me show you something. If I can share my screen again one last time.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm not sharing the right screen, am I?
No, you're right.
You're sharing your
Yeah, the other screen.
Yeah.
All right. So, we have another review. Great. So this is our review rating. As you know, most of those people, 100% of those people are real people who are working on Salesforce. So I'm going to do Command F. And I'll go into support. And as you can see, most of the comments are amazing support, great support, good support. We are there to help you. Even me, I'm more on the solution on the sales side, but I am fairly knowledgeable with Titan. And when it comes to the pre-signing stages, I go on with clients, I help them, partners, clients, doesn't really matter. I help them, we build together, whether it's a POC or just a trial session. We do all these things together. We don't like to leave anyone just floating around trying to figure it out by themselves.
Yeah, good to hear. So yeah, time's up. I hope you enjoyed this session today as the first session in our Salesforce ISV Landscape Series. The next will be on Monday about Microsoft Salesforce integration. So thank you all for attending. Thanks to our speakers from Titan. Thanks for your great support here. And yeah, see you next time on the same channel.
Just if you can stay for a
Thank you.
second, we have, if you want to leave, you see my slide?
No, we don't see anything.
No?
No, but you can
Just
share
a
again.
second. It shows me. Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, so if you scan it, you will be able to go to a form Titan and basically get into, one of you will get something nice, some gifts. So
Yeah.
feel free to scan it. Give you a minute.
Yeah, great, Liad. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mark.
Perfect. Thanks, René, and thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank
So,
you, everyone.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
nice day.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.